Men of Reddit, what pisses you off most about other men? I don't have much to complain about my guy friends. However, I just hate some men who, when in a group, keep trying to establish dominance. They usually do that by being loud, interrupting people and laughing at you, instead of laughing with you. Edit wow. Thanks for the awards. As people say, I didn't expect this to blow up. The newbie is flattered. Also on the flip side, some guys can command respect of a group without even seeming to try. They are respectful and polite, don't need to raise their voices, and know how to earn the respect of others. These are naturals. And guys, at least in my experience, tend to enjoy their company. Ah yes, the power-hungry dominance freaks. They fail to understand that social power comes from via brother-in-lawity to elevate others, and have them rely on you, not via brother-in-lawity to put them down. The guys who keep getting slightly louder than you, cutting you off, and making subtle digs at you to cut you down are the absolute worst human beings to socialize with. At least the overt assholes are obvious. The guys who have to be the alpha, they usually start asserting their dominance when they give you a handshake that turns your knuckles white. Then it progresses to invading your personal space while puffing their chest out. Insecure losers. When they make an unfunny joke at your expense to look good in front of women. Proper dick move. Turning insecurity into aggression and hatred for others. After reading the lot of these, insecurity is the common denominator here. It's all just projections of varying insecurities. In the book Don't You Know Who I Am? Dr. Amanita Vazira asserts that narcissistic people are pathologically insecure. This insecurity manifests itself in rage, entitlement and other negative emotions. She goes on to say that narcissism is endemic in our society, being fueled by social media and popular culture. It's interesting to me how the same personality traits that are detrimental to our personal relationships can be beneficial and even admired in the workplace. How some men have no problem going after another man's GF or spouse, but they go psycho if it happens to them. Duck those guys. Some get annoyed at other guys for having fun when you're out having fun. Guys who peacock their extravagant purchases. I bought Double Mac Spicy WOOO. I don't know if that's a fast food or a hip hop track. I feel unhip. Edited to add apparently it's a fast food. But Double Mac Spicy Woo drops next week. I suspect product placement. Guys that behave desperate around women and won't stop hitting on them, even if they clearly aren't interested. I once nearly got into a fight because this one guy was hitting on a good friend of mine and tried to get her attention by stealing her stuff. And when I stopped him, he got really angry. A few years back in high school I almost fought a pervert that kept looking down the shirt of my friend. She was very beautiful, so she got a lot of unwanted attention. But this guy was the worst. He'd force himself on her to give some hugs and tried to grab her thighs or tits a few times. Luckily I sat next to her, so I'd stop him anytime he started while I was there. What makes it even worse is he thought my friend and I were dating. He said as much a ton of times. So he was okay with blatantly harassing a girl next to her boyfriend. Bold or stupid? Probably both. The creepy and inappropriate questions and comments the older men make to the young bartenders where I work. Men who refer to themselves as alpha. I'm a pi male. I'm just 3.14 times better than any other male. Translation irrational. Most often associated with his large circumference. Men who can't clean their own mess, do their laundry, cook their own food. Being a functional adult basically. I used to live with 3 other people. 2 men and 1 woman. The guys couldn't help keeping the house clean, even if their lives depended on it. One of them would help if pressured, but I'd had to clean everything again because he had such low cleaning standards, but the other one wouldn't pick up a broom. It pisses me off that when a man can do these things it's treated as some sort of miracle. Let's all work together and normalize this shit. My mother-in-law used to comment on how I was going to watch the baby like it was unusual. I was like, it's my kid. Of course I'm watching her. I'm not a louse like your husband. The sleazy husbands. The men who disrespect women publicly, and the men who shame other men for being more in touch with their feelings. Dudes who would rather put you down for not knowing every single detail about something rather than genuinely trying to help each others and spread information. And if they do manage to give a heck to help, they for whatever reason have to have this demeaning, belittling tone. Edit. Holy cow, I'm damn near brought to tears seeing so many people click with this. Oh man, that feels good. Thanks y'all, today was tough but this was simply amazing. I have a coworker who is like this, and I've found a pretty good solution at least for him. If something comes up and he gets the attitude like I'm a dummy for not knowing about it, I just really lean into me not having any idea about it. He's really into cars, and if a car thing comes up he'll start to get a bit shitty. If someone doesn't know what they're talking about, I'll just say something like, dude, I've never worked on a car in my life. How the duck would I know about this shit? Then his personality will flip and he'll just want to teach me about it. He's a great guy and is actually coming over to help me with my drywall this week. I live in the middle of a pretty calm small town. Even then, my wife can't take the dog for a walk by herself without being harassed. Some bag whistling at her or yelling out a car window at her. Fellas, what exactly are you hoping to accomplish when you do that? I don't think twice about taking the dog for a walk down any street or alley in town at any hour, day or night. It's awful that women can't just go for a walk on a nice evening without being bothered. It happens to my wife constantly. I had to leave work to rush to a store because some guy would not leave my wife alone. He even followed her out to her car. Once, my wife came into the store I work in. She was waiting nearby for me, and one of my coworkers stopped me to point at my wife as he said inappropriate things. You can imagine his shock when I got upset and told him that he was talking about my wife. There are creeps everywhere. Oh, that's your wife. My bad, bro. I thought I was just dehumanizing some random woman in my attempt to bond with you like us men do. I didn't know she was yours. My bad. My bad. Guys sending unsolicited dick pics because a girl was being nice to them. I've never understood why some guys do that. How the duck do you think that's an opening move for trying to get a woman into you? Hi, how are you? Dick pic. It's very different if you're a couple or she asks, or you already know she likes that sort of thing. But sending unsolicited dick pics to women you don't know is technically a crime and just a douchebag move. Absolutely agree. Short story time. My wife and I shoot pool every Monday and Thursday for a league. As such, the same people are always there. One night a random, what appeared to be, prostitute, decided that she was gonna spend her night at a location to try to make some money. It was blatantly obvious she was on the prowl. Anyone that held eye contact with her for longer than 2 seconds was her next target, and she didn't take no for an answer. One of the guys made the mistake of acknowledging her, and for the next hour she wouldn't leave him alone. So, my wife and I told him to come stand between us, and anytime she would wander too close, we would kind of close off any open space around him and tell her to go away nicely. So by the end of the night this lady finally gets the clue and moves on. Yay. Next day, my wife gets a Facebook message from the guy that we saved that just said thanks. It was greatly appreciated. My wife responded with something along the lines of "You're welcome. No problem." He then proceeds to send a few more messages over the next 3 days. Hi, how are you? Good morning. Thanks again. Just a bunch of petty stuff. Then as we're sitting at the bar the next Monday, she gets another message from him. He sent a duck-eyed dick pic. We saved him from a prostitute. We hid him and helped him, and his initial thought process was I should send the married lady a picture of my cock. WTF, dude. I forewarned the owner that I was gonna get into a fight when I saw him again. We are actually good friends and we hang out all the time. The owner asked us to forward him the picture. He then printed it off and hung it up on the wall with him name and regular picture. Dick pic guys no longer allowed at the bar. LOL. That is epic. That bar owner is cool as heck. Not standing up to be a father to their children. Absent dads. Saying, oh, I have to babysit my kids. No. You are parenting your children while the mother is out or away. My wife's co-worker's mind is blown that I watch the kids and do things like get them from daycare and see them off to school or get them ready to go. They all say that their husbands don't and won't do that. I wonder why the duck not. It's their kids too. Why don't you have equal responsi brother-in-lawity with them? I actually enjoy it and don't look at it like a chore. When they mistake being a dick to others as masculinity, or when they mistake being fat with being strong. Cultivating mass bro. It's time to start harvesting bro. The constant competition aka cock blocking, dick measuring contests. I deal with this with my best friend in craft beer. He treats it like it's a competition. If I get beers by myself, he'll go and get beers that same day, even when his fridges can barely handle it. I don't address it because at the end of the day, it's his money, and it's not like he gets mean about it. I just don't understand why he feels like he has to one-up me and a few others in our group. I thought you meant homebrew, but you're literally just talking about who consumes more beer. Yep, exactly what I mean. And to say, look what new beer I just got, he'll genuinely get pissed if it gets little to no likes in our group. He'll go, I don't get it. People see it, but don't hit like. I don't even bother getting into that with him anymore. He doesn't want to get it. That's his problem with that. I don't get it. People see it, but don't hit like. This is maximum super omega cringe to me. Feels bad. Guys who shit on what other people like and don't like of because of stupid macho bullshit. I don't trust men that like cats. Male co-worker. I was seeing a guy once, and we were walking up to his apartment. I saw a kitty in the neighbor's window in front of the blinds. It was adorable, so I took a picture to send my dad. The guy asked me what I was doing, and I explained my dad, and I sort of bond over our love of cats. And he called my dad gay. I said he isn't gay. He made me with my mom. And the guy said liking cats makes my dad gay. I didn't even get into his house before I turned around and drove back home. Fellas, is it gay to care about other sentient beings? When they have to make damn sure they show they're an alpha male, like they're an animal or a caveman. If any dude unironically uses the terms alpha or beta when talking about humans, it's a red flag. Generally when anyone does this, my response is calling yourself an alpha is about the most beta thing you can do. Not cause I give a duck about the terms, but they seem to hate it. I have a mother-in-law saying I use not giving a shit about what's manly is the manliest thing you can do. Everything I do is manly because I'm a man. Men not supporting other men emotionally, even when it doesn't seem like they need it. Every man needs emotional support, especially from other men. I feel like this is one of the reasons I'm better friends with women. In general, I'm pretty emotional and caring around my friends, but often can't express that to my male friends because they'll shit on me for it, and obviously they won't open up about what's bothering them either. Luckily, I found a small, caring group of guys that allow each other to be vulnerable without criticism. Having a caring group of men to spend time with has been very good for my mental health too. Men that think it's unmanly to drink delicious cocktails. Why is it suddenly unmanly to have a sweet tooth when it comes to drinks? I mean, you don't go to someone's wedding and then say ha cake. No way, I'm a real man. I know a guy who sincerely believes that if a drink tastes nice, it's a girl's drink. Imagine actually enjoying your drink. Real men drink shit that makes them wince after every sip, just to prove how macho they are. That mindset also seems to extend to coffee as well. Real men drink their coffee black, because apparently guys can't enjoy flavored iced coffee either. When they say they are babysitting their own children. Having to know everything, or out-expert each other. When did it become unmanly to say I don't know? I say I don't know all the time, just to avoid coming out as a fool, and people most of the time love and take time to explain me, which is kinda cool. How guys handle rejection. Lots of women are outright scared to directly turn down a man's advances because some will harass them or get violent. I think it's one of the big reasons ghosting has become such a common thing in dating. When we shut each other down instead of building each other up and think it's cool and okay. I've been guilty of it too, but I'm trying to be better. You guys, I'm overwhelmed with the discussions, awards undeserved, and how much attention this post has gotten. Thank you all for your support and honesty, and I will try to reply to everyone. My husband says this. We have a bunch of couple friends and sometimes the girls will ski together, and we are also positive and encouraging of each other. And now my husband refuses to ski with the guys because it's just one big competition and they make fun of each other for not being fast enough. Older men hate taking instruction from young guys like myself in the trades. Instead of dropping their ego and feelings at the door, they come in with no experience and won't allow me to teach them. It's a lot of patience, and I find it very frustrating. You may be older, but shut the duck up and let me teach you something, bud. My blue-collar dad, in his 70s, has discovered learning new things from young guys on YouTube. He'll call and say, "Did you know they taught this stuff on YouTube?" "Yeah, dad. Isn't it cool? And it's free." I think dad has prescribed to learning new skills to keeping his brain young. Good. I hope I can follow suit. When they don't know how to keep a toilet clean. Duck public restrooms. Guys that become completely different when there's no women around. Guy at work is always nice to his female co-workers. Second they're gone, they're a bunch of dumb bitches in need of his manly love. I've heard him tell women that his having 3 sisters gives him a great respect for them. He also told me when the ladies weren't around that having 3 sisters gives him insight to their weaknesses and allows him to easily take advantage of them. Those who aren't comfortable with their own masculinity, that they question yours. When they try to act tough, like aggressive tough. Buddy, you aren't badass. You're acting like a child with a temper. You're not that guy. Pal. Trust me, you're not that guy. That if you compliment someone's appearance, either male or female, they automatically assume that you're hitting on them. I try to give genuine compliments and not just jokes all the time. A good dad should be told, a nice haircut can be noticed, and an accomplishment can be praised. No sarcasm needed. Edit over 20,000 upvotes is insane. Thank you all. I hope it translates to 20,000 compliments.